Boom, welcome back to the channel. It's Wednesday, which means what? It means it's time for a drum roll. That's right, midweek market update. We're gonna look at the ins and outs and what's going on in the market right now. But first, I wanted to talk about I'm doing a Q&A video in the next few days, so I want to compile some questions to answer. It could be about having a channel on YouTube, it could be about life, it could be about obviously investing and collecting Pokemon cards. So throw your questions in the comments below if you don't mind. And with that, let's get into it. All right, first up, we're looking at Journey Together booster boxes. I did a video on Journey Together recently, and it's doing quite well. So over 4,000 boxes sold, very consistent price. You can see the peak and valley between these two prices here is quite narrow, and the sell volume is pretty consistent. So we are marching towards release here, which is at the end of March on the 28th to be specific. So we're going to do another video on Journey Together and kind of compare it to some pre-release numbers from some other sets, but so far so good from a sales standpoint. I still think that's a little expensive for my blood to be paying $220 for a booster box. I've made my piece, I've said my piece about that. All right, looking at Prismatic Evolutions now, very resilient on this price, up at $140 now. We are seeing some reduction in sales volume here. You can see that trending downwards, but the price keeps trending up. Usually there's more of a correlation there. Sales start dropping, and the price starts to, people start to compete on price a bit more, but it is a seller's market. There's still very healthy demand for this product. I would have thought the scalpers would have been flushed out on TCG Player right now. So all these individual sellers here that have low sales, those essentially are all new, essentially scalpers. They're picking up product at market prices. It's very easy to start a TCG Player store, and they're doing retail arbitrage at this point. So I thought those people versus the big, the big players in the field here, those people would have, started to be like, oh crap, my sales are starting to dry up and start clamoring for price. But again, we're still moving products, still moving a lot, considering it's, we're well past the month mark here at this point. And again, the question is, does this stay on? Does Journey Together, which again, I've said my piece about this, I don't think is a blockbuster of a set. Does that pull enough attention away from Prismatic for pull enough money away from Prismatic for Prismatic to take a breather here, or at least level off? And again, reprints. I'm still seeing product pop up periodically between booster bundles that we're releasing, I think, any day now, or this week, which will put a good chunk of packs into the market. We've seen a lot of other sets where booster bundles are really used as the way to get quick packs into the market. We've seen it on, for 151 outside of Blooming Waters, it's the only thing that has put packs into the market. So do not discount the fact that booster bundles are certainly a large channel for them to be able to get packs in the market at an affordable price without all this other packaging here. It's a very easy thing to produce versus an ETB, right? So again, very surprising here, doing solidly. A couple singles. Singles action is a little different here. Just look how few of these SIRs are on the market here. There's the pull rates are so hard. Other than rip and shippers, the rip and shippers aren't necessarily putting cards out into the market, right? My point is, you don't have these big players that are opening box after box after box. If they can sell the box for $140, why crack it and take the risk of trying to hit SIRs to be able to get your money back? It just does not make sense. So there's just not a high population of some of these more popular SIRs. Look at this Palafin here. These are near mint listings here. Only 7 available on TCG Player. Wild. Crown Zenith. I keep bringing this up because it keeps moving. It's still up 81%, this regular ETB in the last 3 months, and these are just going to continue to dry up. So again, try to have some exposure to this set. It is an awesome set. So you're paying about $12 a pack here. Looking at the Pokemon Center ETB, this is a special one, sitting at $230, up 78% in the last few months. One of my most prized collections that I have. It is just an awesome box. It's a beautiful box to display. It's one I keep out in the open. And then Sea and Sky, these are gone from Sam's Club now. We don't know if we'll ever see them again. It was the last influx of affordable packs. So retail, these were $50, so it was a really cheap way of getting packs in the market. It's actually the cheapest, I think. It was certainly cheaper than ETBs ever were from a per pack standpoint. So this is still a way to go. You're still, well, I shouldn't say that. By the time you're paying shipping on these, you're probably getting close to that per pack price from the ETB. So these essentially, from what I can tell, unless we get more Sea and Sky from Sam's Club, I think that's it for Crown Zenith. Maybe we see booster bundles or something like that, but this it's been heavily printed. It is just the demand of this is off the charts. So I was lucky enough to grab a few of these, and I'm holding on to them because it's an awesome set. 151 Premium Collection. This one blew me away, sitting at $330 now, up 39% in the last 3 months, up 21% in the last month alone. You're actually paying a premium, almost double what you would be paying for 151 booster bundles per pack price. So there's a huge premium on these because the box itself it's putting the collection, the premium in the name here, essentially. So $330 a box. Look at how many of these is selling per day still. Almost 10 per day, averaging 9 per day in the last month alone. There's only 76 available here. Boy, this is a run. Just look at this. Look at that run, that chart. For a sealed product to double in a year is crazy. Look at that price. These were on TikTok all day for below 100. And then they're sitting at $330 a box. Insane. So I have one of these that is literally a collectible. It is a de facto actual collectible item at this point. So people are paying a premium just to have this box. 151 booster bundles, as I said before, this is the way that the Pokemon Company has gotten packs to market. Unbelievable. Over 16,000, approaching 17,000 of these sold on TCG Player in the last year, still up 77%. There's 5,000 of these listed. Massive supply here, and the market just keeps eating them up, and the price keeps going up. It doesn't matter. So the Pokemon Company has printed the crap out of 151. That's a ton of packs into market. So that is over 100,000 packs sold via booster bundles this year. So they are printing 151. The market just doesn't care. The market's going to gobble them up. We keep seeing these come in stock in the big box stores briefly. For a little period of time here, they keep going. So at some point, again, the spigot's gonna get shut off. Blooming Waters, yes, was an influx of packs, but there's so much demand in the market that when they turn the spigot off on 151 booster bundles, it's gonna go nuts. So yes, this is expensive. Have some exposure. This is still from a per pack standpoint, your way to go. So $65, it's a lot. But there's no world outside of a massive economic crash, knock on wood, that this goes down. It just isn't. They've tried. They've thrown literally tens of thousands, 100,000 packs at the market, and it's like hold my beer. So make sure you have some exposure to this. Awesome set. It is the nostalgia set. It capitalized on nostalgia, and then in the future, people will have nostalgia about opening 151. All right, looking at Surging Sparks quickly here, approaching $270 a box, still a couple hundred listed on TCG Player. Certainly a reprint risk from a booster box standpoint. We're still seeing booster bundles come into stock pretty frequently at the big box stores, so certainly an opportunity to grab some MSRP product out there if you really want to. I would expect booster boxes to get reprinted. Booster bundles are going to keep getting reprinted. We certainly need an ETB reprint. Those are high as well. Sales volume in this is still really good. It's only up 7% in the month, but this is the most expensive box in Scarlet Violet, right? So it's pushing up against things there. So again, what happens is, the higher this price goes, people start questioning, do I get 2 boxes of something else? Do I go back to Sword and Shield, right? So again, that's where the money just starts to flow back and forth. And this is a very, very young product, and it is a reprint risk. So but again, I don't think you'd be doing terribly to get in at this price. I have plenty, so I'm not chasing it. I've said my piece on this before. It's an absolutely fantastic product. The pull rates are a little brutal, but man, when you hit hard. Stellar Crown got a huge influx of cash here into the market, selling on Pokemon Day here, selling about over 700 pieces. on that day, and that has dried things up substantially for Stellar Crown. I think this is a little expensive for Stellar Crown from a set standpoint. It's not that old. Certainly will get some form of reprint here, either in the form of booster boxes, ETBs, booster bundles, whatever. Less than 100 of these on TCG Player, but I think this is for the set, for the cards and sets, a solid set. But for this to be more expensive than Temporal and Paradox, that does not make sense to me. So I don't, picking up that product at that Pokemon Day price of 150, I think was great, but now it's up to 190 and still selling here. I think that's a little rich, I think, for this set. Again, I'd rather spend a little bit more and get a Twilight Masquerade or a Surging Sparks. Same thing, Stellar Crown Elite Trainer boxes here. We've seen some massive movement on ETBs as those regular booster boxes get expensive. People are going with the value option of the ETB to get exposure. And it's crazy how many ETBs in the Scarlet and Violet era that are very young are, in short supply on TCG Player. So Stellar Crown ETB sitting at $70, which is really expensive for, again, I think for the set. I'd rather pay $15 more and get a Surging Sparks ETB. It's also expensive for a product that is highly likely to get reprinted in the near future. Whether that means anything or not in terms of price and the secondary market is a whole nother question. Temporal Forces, again, doing very well. Again, I'd rather have a box of this or Paradox versus Stellar Crown for that kind of pricing. Very solid. We are seeing across the board here, other than some of these, what was sold on Pokemon Day here, we're seeing a little bit of slowdown in sales volume again. As I think there's a little bit of wallet fatigue setting in. It's just been kind of hype after hype after hype in the market, but still doing really well. Really not any pullback on Scarlet and Violet box prices, just a bit of a slowdown in sales volume. And then Paradox, another one that just benefited heavily from Pokemon Day. Massive amount of boxes sold. I did a video doing, updating, the community on Paradox Rift recently, just kind of a performance update. And it's such a solid set. There's so many great cards. You get a chase cards, you get cheap cards. It's just a very solid set. This is a pillar set, not in that it is absolutely fantastic, S tier, but it's just a very solid set. Remember, it's not just those evolving skies that hold up an era. It's you get solid sets like this that you have set after set after set that kind of prop up and keep up and do the heavy lifting of an era. So that's it for our midweek market update. Just a high level view. Market's still very strong. Again, we are seeing some weakness in Sword and Shield. I don't even know if I'd call it weakness. Just taking a break. Completely normal. Still lots of money flowing in. Lots of stuff coming up with Journey Together. We have Destined Rivals. Right, we're going to start seeing previews for that very soon. We're going to see pre-orders for that very soon. So make sure you. That's definitely when you want to lock in some pre-orders. MSRP for that I think would be perfectly acceptable to pay at this point, and obviously Pokemon Center ETBs, you can get those, are a must. So that's it for this week's midweek market update. Hope you're having an awesome week. Let's finish strong, and we will see you on the next one. PokeMarketLab out.